From deep in the irradiated wastes of the Mojave Desert, it's James Robertson and Michael Lucas Smith with That Podcast, a Fallout New Vegas gameplay diary.
Okay, so you know how I said, I have to be careful how much I play because you just sort of get sucked into it?
Yes.
So I was up to about 3 a.m. last night.
Well, I know where you're coming from. My lunchtime break, ride the exercise bike and play Fallout extended a little past that this afternoon.
Oh, well, you don't have a job, so unfortunately...
I'm not cheating any employers of anything, so that's okay.
That's right, so I have to wait until the day ends before I can actually go and play the game again. But since you're catching up, that might, this gives you time to catch up to me.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I was saying before we got on, I was telling you that I had the devil's own time getting to Novac, and I should explain that. Every time I walked down the stupid highway, I ran into those stupid Viper Gang dudes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not like they're that tough, but I made a mistake when I set up my initial skills. I didn't put enough into guns, so every time I'd go into VATS, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, I just crouch down, aim for the head, shoot from a distance before they've even seen me.
Right. That's what happened is it's like I forgot to do that every time. So every time I'd walk up, try VATS, miss, then they'd know I was there. Then I would reload, go back to sneaking up, just crouch down and shoot them from a distance without using VATS, and it worked a whole lot better.
Repeat after me. I will not take a shortcut over the ridge to avoid walking around the road.
Why? What happened to you?
Oh my god, some of those animals. So there's this flying blowfly bug thing, and god damn does it ever do some serious damage. I mean, it kicks
I ran
my
into
butt.
a couple of blowflies in the cemetery. They seemed a little tougher than they were in Fallout 3. I noticed that.
Well, these ones have got like golden wings. Maybe I think they've got 4 of them, and they've got a big stinger, like a wasp. And, oh man, they just ripped me to shreds. So, Eddie, my iBot, got ruined by a rad scorpion, and I killed the rad scorpion. But
now, is that a rad scorpion or one of those blasted bark scorpions?
This is a rad scorpion, the big buggers.
Okay.
The bark ones aren't too bad.
No, but they're if you don't have a companion, which I don't yet, they're easy enough to miss.
Yeah, they're sneaky. They sneak up on you. So anyway, he was down, and he doesn't come back until all the enemies in the region are out.
Right.
So I think that's the way all the companions work. They don't die; they just get unconscious, and then you can wake them up again when the enemies are dead. So I had to go and fight one of these damn wasp thingies, and that's been the hardest battle in the game so far. Was killing that thing.
Now I should tell you that last time we did this, I was telling you that I had attempted to go to that correctional facility and take out all of the, I guess, powder gangers, the people who had taken over the prison.
Yep.
But after getting my ass well and truly kicked numerous times trying to shoot through the bars and having bunches of them come after me with laser pistols, I decided that was just a no-win situation. So I bailed on that idea, and then I started going back on the plot, and that's when I ran up the road to find the town you described last night, the one that was burned to the ground.
Yeah, with the lottery winner.
Now, I did take that a little differently than you did. I did not whack the lottery winner. I let him live.
Mm-hmm.
But then I went in to talk to Boxcar. He's in, I don't remember which house it is, but he explains his whole tale of woe, which is like, I had this perfect situation where I was going to ambush these guys. So I listened to his whole story, and then I said, you're a dirtbag, and shot it, blew his head off.
So the thing is that the whole town was in on it.
Yeah, that's why I blew his head off. I said, they killed everybody else. You're a worthless piece of crap. I'm just going to kill you, too.
Well, when he told me the story, I misinterpreted it. I thought that maybe him and a couple other people were going to do it, and the corrupt officials were just turning a blind eye. But no, the whole town was in on it.
How did you learn that?
I went up into the mayor's office and looked at his stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't go to the mayor's office. After I cacked him and searched a few other houses, I guess what happened is I got frustrated after I went into one of the houses and kept getting stung by bark scorpions, and I had to clear the whole house of those.
One of those houses has a security bot in it. That almost killed me. But so you didn't go into the main town building? Town hall?
I should have. Maybe I'll go back.
A lot of dead bodies. So when you talked to the Legion guys, what were you thinking? That they did the right thing?
I actually haven't spoken to any Legion guys. The only Legion guys I've run into, I was walking up the road, and this is where I said I had the devil's own time getting up to Novac in the first place. I'm walking down the road, and I came across a merchant who was being set upon by Legion guys. That's the only run-in I've had with Legion people, is I decided I wanted to sell a whole bunch of stuff to the merchant because I was almost up at 200 pounds. So I decided, what the hell, I'll kill the Legion guys.
Oh.
Well, I needed to sell to this guy because I was running out of space.
So now the Legion doesn't like you.
I don't know. They were legionary recruits. I don't know. Does the game really carry that over that the rest of the Legion is going to know that I killed them?
Probably. So in that town that was on fire, I ran into a whole bunch of Legion guys and a guy wearing a wolf head hat, which I want. So I might kill him.
I heard Boxcar describe that guy, but I didn't run into anybody in the town. It was like it had all happened and they'd gone.
Yeah, you must have been a bit slow. So I walked up to the town hall and there he was, and I was thinking, oh crap. And, I had the choice of calling him out on his immorality or, honestly, I was a low-level character and I thought, I can't take these guys on. I'll just do what they tell me to do, and they told me to tell the tale. So I haven't told anybody the tale.
Right.
And I won't, because I'm anti-Legion in this game.
So you're doing this run-through as somebody who's supposedly halfway decent.
Yeah, I mean...
As opposed to the character I had been playing in Fallout 3 before New Vegas arrived, where I was playing... I decided I'd go all out. I wanted to see how people would react to a female character, and then I decided I'd play the character as just a heartless bitch. And that's pretty much the way, using even those words, that Three Dog describes me on the radio.
Well, no, so I have killed... when I got the person who was responsible for the murder at Novac dead.
Okay.
I didn't kill them myself. I just led them into a trap. And the guy in the suit who tried to kill you at the start of the game.
You got
left
him.
you for them. Yep. I decided that, my morality extends to a bit of justice. So I ended him. Now, there's a lot of ways to deal with that guy. So I'm not going to talk about that until I guess you've gotten up to that bit.
Yeah, well, I probably would have gotten up there if my daughter hadn't hijacked the Xbox, but there you go.
Let's just say you can make use of some of there's 4 traits for getting extra speech options and kill damage against males and females. One for each gender persuasion, essentially. So I grabbed both of those for my gender because I wanted the extra damage on both. Let's just say that there are a lot of options when dealing with that guy.
Well, let me step back for a sec. You mentioned all these traits. Do you remember what skills you set yourself up with at the beginning? You mentioned that you had decided you wanted to be really high up on speech. Now, I did the same thing. But the thing I'm pretty sure now that I screwed up on was that I didn't set guns up high enough. So like I said, I went through the first...
I've been pushing my guns up there. It's at about 45 right now. For my regular guns.
I think
I was like 17 or 9 or something really low. I didn't push
that one up at all at the beginning of the game, so I started with it at 17.
Yeah, I've been investing in stuff. I've got several things up there. The robot that guards the New Vegas Strip. If I had 80 science, which I don't, and I want to explain something about that. You can just tell it to let you pass. You can say, "Robot, get out of my way," and it will. So you got to be a good science person for that. Now, the programmer's journal, is that what it's called?
I think it is.
Programmer's Digest. If you use that, you get plus 10. If you use another one, nothing happens. So you completely waste the thing. So yes, I tried to burn
2 of them at the very beginning of the game exactly that way.
Yeah, I tried to burn 3 of them to get enough science to get into the strip. And I reloaded after that. It's like, oh, well, that was a waste. So that was an interesting learning curve. And probably shouldn't let you burn it like that.
Yeah.
Because it really is. There's no way back from that now. There was a gun store outside of the New Vegas Strip where the guards told me I had to wait because the boss was having a meeting. I waited for a bit and then tried to walk past them. They didn't stop me walking past them. They just opened fire. So I had to reload after that. And you've got to be really careful when you enter or exit a building through a door. By default, the defaults, you can change the defaults. It'll autosave. So, of course, I tried to run out of the place and realized as I was running out of the place that means that my save would get reset. So I actually had to reset a fair bit back to another save to undo that mess that I made, because I can't beat guys running around with plasma rifles at this point.
Well, you see, that's not as bad as the one. That kind of reset's not as ugly as probably the worst thing that way I ever did to myself was in a game of Mass Effect 2, the one where I was playing on Insanity, and I took the wrong stupid party with me on the collector ship. I had to go back on 5 hours of gameplay because I realized that I got to a certain point with the party I had with me, there was just no way I was ever going to get through it.
So back to the game, you've had a really tough time traveling down the roads. I have, on the other hand, found traveling on the roads, this is a change from Fallout 3, traveling on the roads is so much safer than traveling.
Yes, but there was that one rise on the way to Novac where those raiders had mined the road, and I don't know, maybe I just wasn't looking carefully enough, but it seemed to me that when I went back and replayed it, I never saw the mines.
So on the way to, I think it's on the way to Novac, or is it past Novac? Yeah, it's past Novac, Helios 1. Have you been there?
No, like I said, I haven't played past Novac yet.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't talk about that until you've gotten there, but I enjoyed the Helios 1 quest, just because it was fun. And I'm not sure what your science level's at, like.
My science level stinks.
Yeah, maybe you don't want to go to Helios. And getting...
I guess, you know what, maybe I was thinking too much of the way things worked in Fallout. I concentrated a lot on pushing up speech and lockpicking.
Okay, well, I mean, you know what? There are a lot of options because sometimes I've been getting a lot of good speech options by having high barter. Like I think I mentioned to you, I'm not sure if I said it so far here. The way I got into the strip was you either need 2,000 caps, so it's a credit check, a passport, or enough science to just tell the robot to get lost.
Right, now you said you had made yourself a passport, or was that after you got to the strip?
I bought myself a passport.
Oh, okay.
So there was a Mike and Ralph's outside on Freeside, and I think Ralph is the gun dealer and Mike's the other one. Or I might have got them back to front. Anyway, I started chatting with him, and he does a little bit of extra stuff on the side, and he wouldn't tell me about it until the King agreed, and the King as in Elvis Presley.
Right.
So there's like the King gang, the Kings, they're all Elvis impersonators. Costs money to get in there, and I was trying to save up money to get into the strip, so I didn't want to do that. So I used my speech to convince him that it's all good. And he makes fake passports. So then I used my barter to reduce the cost. So I got a passport into New Vegas for 375 caps.
That's not bad.
Yeah, whereas it would have been 2,000 credit check to get in normally. Oof. And so actually I was pretty close. I was up to 1,600.
Well, you know, it seemed to me that in this game, caps are easier to come by early in the game than they ever were in Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, the early game, I always felt poor.
You know what I find is difficult to get is ammunition.
Yeah.
You know,
I have too many trouble. I haven't run out, but...
I run out on a gun and swap to another and finish it off, and then I'll eventually find someone who'll have the ammunition, but... There's not like a plethora of 5.56s anywhere or 20 gauges. You kind of, different regions have different ammunitions, and you run out of certain line of weaponry and you've got to swap to another. For a while there I was using laser weapons just because I didn't have any bullets.
And did you push up your energy weapon skill at all?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my energy weapon skill is sitting down there around 20, so I'd be pretty pathetic if I had to switch to the laser gun.
Yeah, I mean 20 is fine. I haven't had too much trouble, but in Prim I picked up Eddie. I'm guessing you didn't.
The iBot, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I did not. I guess that's another thing I seem to have missed.
And after going past Novac, I've now picked up Felicia Day. I mean, what's her name?
Sunny Sunrise? Sunny Smiles? From way back from Good Springs, you mean?
No, Felicia Day. Hang on.
Oh, right, okay.
She's a companion.
Okay.
Hang on. The wiki is working this time, so I'll go and get that information right now.
Yeah, I haven't got a companion. You know, what it sounds like to me is that I need to go back and rerun a whole bunch of these towns because I haven't picked up half the stuff I'm supposed to pick up.
No. See, I mean, it's not like you can just pick it up. I mean, to get the Eddie working, I had to go through several contortions. I used my science to reduce the effort required to repair it. There was parts that were missing, so I had to burn a fixer.
I did run across that robot and I left it alone. That's okay. So I could have gotten the iBot at that point. I decided to leave it alone because I wasn't sure whether it would attack me or not.
Veronica Santagello.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that's Felicia Day. Let me just check
so
that.
I did
Yeah,
find
Felicia
the
Day.
So it turns out I did find the iBot. I just decided not to fix it because I was afraid the blasted thing would attack me.
You know what? I was a little bit scared of that too, so I just saved it before I did it. Okay. So that's interesting. And so you can have 2 companions in this game, not just one.
Okay. Oh, right. I think I remember reading about that.
Yeah. So she's at the 188 trading post, which is highways 92 and 95 where they meet. That adds up to 188. So I've traveled a bit, and I've definitely been skipping areas that I could definitely explore more to push into the strip. So,
Right.
what I meant, excuse me, after killing Mr. Fancy Suit, as Victor likes to call him, it's kind of weird that robot keeps following me everywhere, but now I know why. After killing him, I ran into Yes Man. Yes Man is another robot that Mr. Fancy Suit had actually reprogrammed so that he could hack Mr. House's security systems.
Right.
And I'm suddenly presented with the option to take out House and take control of the strip.
This early in the game you could do that?
Well, maybe I just skipped ahead too much by being tricky, but it's looking plausible to completely hack the strip and take control of all the robots. There is a underground facility where I can go to confirm some information that I'll be heading to next.
Well, if you did that, that would definitely make you a power in the game. It would probably get you the attention of both the NCR and the Legion.
Yeah, and where I'm going right now, the NCR has been more than reasonable. They've even given me a radio now so that if I'm in trouble, I can call for backup.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So I think if I annoy the Legion enough, then I may be having to call on NCR to actually fight skirmishes. So I'm curious to see how it works. If I take control of the strip, can I do that on behalf of NCR or what? And at Helios, I made a decision to help the whole wastes, not just NCR. So
Okay.
maybe, and I don't know where I'm going to go yet. Maybe I'll end up just controlling the whole place myself.
Cool.
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to wait and see how things go.
What it sounds like is there's a whole lot of gameplay that I have to catch up on.
Yeah, I think, I definitely went down a particular path of wrangling my way into the strip.
Yeah. Well, you also stayed up till 3 in the morning, which I most certainly did not do.
So that was interesting. And you've just arrived at Novac. I'm curious to see if you bother solving the mystery of the murder. Now, you've talked to a couple of people in Novac. Do you know about the murder?
The only guy I've really talked to is the crazy old geezer, the guy who thinks that there are ghouls everywhere, or ghosts.
Well, there are 2 snipers up in the
Yeah, no, he
dinosaur.
told me about the snipers. I know about them.
Yeah, well, the one at night his wife was murdered. So talk to him, and that's the murder mystery thing. The one during the day is for the main plot. He has information on where Mr. Fancy Suit went. So they're both interesting paths, and you can choose anybody to be sacrificed in Novac. But I actually put in the effort to figure out who was responsible. So once you've done that, next time we do this diary thing, if you haven't solved it, or even if you have, or even if you choose somebody else, I want to hear that too. But it will be revealed who is the culprit.
Debtor. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think with that we should probably wrap this up.
There we go. Happy times. So happy trails in New Vegas.
Cool. And we'll be back soon, as soon as we've played a little more and have more to talk about.
Yep.
Got feedback? Send it to jarober@gmail.com or visit the website at jarober.com/blog/fnv.ssp.